I grew up in the Bronx in New York City. I'm a first generation college student, first generation graduate student, and first generation law graduate. And all of that came from me growing up in public housing. So I was part of the Madison Boys and Girls Club in New York in the Bronx, got connected in junior high school. And after being connected, there was a meeting that I was, hey, you should go to. And it turned out to be the Keystone program. And so through the Keystone program, not only did they emphasize on what it looks like, after high school, we were able to gain access to visit universities, take part in not just job training, but in a sense, what does interview looks like? What is it, your professional development, your personal development. The Boys and Girls Club has a vast network. And so we were able to have access to that, to speakers or people who, were judges or attorneys, and what that looked like for somebody like me saying, well, I want to be an attorney, right? When I graduated, I got my scholarship, I was 18 years old. For me, it wasn't a big scholarship, but it helped me get my laptop, right? So coming from a home where it was 6 of us and we had a compact computer at home, which was like big box. The kids might not understand that nowadays, but that's all my mom could afford. It was super slow. And here I am, first generation college student. And I used that scholarship to buy a laptop, right? That laptop lasted me a very long time, right? But it allowed me not to have to say, well, I have to stay in the library 5 hours to use a computer, right? Or allow me to take notes in class, right? And being able to, because I had to work. So I wasn't a traditional college student either, even though I was first generation, I still had to work. And so I had to maximize my time. And so that gave me access to that, right? Fast forward, that little grain, right, helped, that young woman actually then become an attorney, right? So all that thing, I think every cent matters when you invest in somebody. And so somebody invested in that scholarship that essentially invested in me, and here I am at 40.
Having a scholarship that we are working towards establishing is to want to make sure that all kids that have a desire to go to college have the opportunity. And secondly, to support the Boys and Girls Club and the kids at a young age to make sure that they are exposed to all of these programs and all of the people and all the opportunities that may be in their future.
I think it's important as an organization that we're able to give our kids experiences that they wouldn't have outside of our clubs. So programs like Youth of the Year, Keystone Club, they give us the opportunity to take our kids out of Florida, to expose them to youth across the nation, to give them leadership opportunities, recognition opportunities that go even beyond Lee County. It's exciting to partner with the Housing Authority and to be able to give our kids scholarships so they can travel, so they can have new experiences, and they can really just continue to build their resume as they have their plan for the future. So at the Boys and Girls Club, our mission is to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. So at the end of the day, we are focused on their overall well-being. So whether it's academic success, character development, or living a healthy lifestyle, we want to make sure that our kids have the tools and resources they need, caring mentors in their life, and that on their journey to adulthood, they have a plan for the future.
As someone that came up in public housing on Section 8, I'm more than understanding of how important it is to make the investment in people, to make an investment to help our community, because had someone not made that investment when I was 18 years of age, I wouldn't have the opportunity to run multiple companies today. I wouldn't have the opportunity to employ multiple people and give back to the community that was so great that gave me an opportunity to help hand.
There's always been a gap. Many more scholarship applications worldwide and US-wide than there are successful applicants. This is an attempt to specialize and focus on the youth in our community to help them take the next step to success, not only in their work, but in their life and in their future and in their family life. And that's all an investment in youth, which is probably the soundest investment we can make.
It will be an investment in the future, because the only way that our kids sometimes will go on to do great things is if they're exposed to those opportunities. And that's what we are creating and trying to create, to make sure at least our residents here and the young residents that we have the opportunity to be exposed to something different, to spark that, I want more, I want to experience that, I want to learn that, I want to have that opportunity. And that's the real goal of this scholarship.